Ay ka very good yun ako oy. Sana all very good. Sabay-sabay tayong magsana all. What is going on? Mm. Wait, what's going on? It's not working the way I want it to work. Hi guys! Welcome to my channel. It's moving. This is not a good idea. What is going on here? Okay. Maybe I need to lock it. I'm really trying to make this. Hi Tom. Hello, shout out. Hi everyone. Hello Javier. Hello. Ooh. Hi, good evening.
Oh, wow. So we're live now. This is actually
Yes.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to put on headphones, I think, right? So there's no.
Yeah, sure. Guys, I'm
Headphones.
in the hot seat with Mr. Tom John.
Wow.
Is it surprising? I am having my Filipino time, so don't get so surprised. Welcome, Tom. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to fix my
No. It's great. This is fun.
yeah. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live stream featuring Mr. Tom Young
No,
John.
no. Actually, featuring Vicky.
Okay, featuring me
Right.
in my channel. All right.
You don't have headphones, right?
I don't have
Because
headphones.
ah,
Okay. Let's do it.
if see now I'm hearing my voice and it's the echo. It's interesting, because you're on the other side of the world, right?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good. Great.
All
All
right.
right.
So now we get
I'm
rid
going
of the
to
echo.
yeah, I'm getting ready.
So before we get into your childhood, I want to cover up my face. I don't want to see. Don't want to see my face. Let me pull up something.
You can turn off the camera.
I'm just putting a what, a notepad document. It's well, okay,
Okay.
whatever works, right? Whatever works, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's up to
Now I
you.
only can see you, and that's what the point of this is. Um,
Okay.
so before I ask, how do I turn off this echo?
You should turn off the YouTube.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Awesome.
great.
Perfect. Oh my God, this is great. All right. So, um, just for fun, before we talk about like your childhood and whatever topics that I guess an interviewer should talk to an interviewee about, um,
Okay.
how about you tell me a little bit about your YouTube journey as a vlogger? I know it's jumping ahead of everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the YouTube journey. I started it like March 2020. Yeah, because of pandemic. It's just for fun. But I find it interesting that many people, well, not too many people following, but they are waiting for me to do live streams or to do some vlogs. At least let's say 30, 30, 30 waiting for it. And I love it. I love because I meet a lot of people. I get friends, not just in YouTube, but also getting more personal friends in some other applications. And I get to learn more about how it works in the YouTube community and YouTube world. So so far I like it. It's not growing too much. I've been doing it since March, but you see it's not a lot of subscriber, but I am enjoying it. I am not rushing to go ahead, but I just love to communicate and interact and make my fans, my subscriber happy.
Well, you do it well. I mean, there's a reason why I'm interviewing you, right? It's
Oh, thank
it,
you.
um. So, did you have who helped you? I'm not going to say who helped you the most, but who helped you in starting your channel? If you learned from anyone, or did you do it all through research, through watching, YouTube videos on how to
Ah,
vlog?
that's a good question. No, I did. I already love vlogging. I love doing live streams in Facebook, but I have been doing it for years. But I didn't know that
Oh,
you could actually go to YouTube to do the same. So my ex online boyfriend for 4 years, shout out Darren's Travels. So he was the one who told me that why not do the um your live stream in YouTube. You are bubbly, you're crazy, so then maybe it fits you. You are informative. So I started as for fun because I thought I would like to share to people how I work with my business because that time I started, I still have business and I didn't know
right,
that I would close my business. Yeah, and then later on, I just maybe after few months of vlogging, pandemic hits, I need to close my business and it happens that it's the only thing that I really love doing because we cannot do anything. So that's how it started. Yeah.
right, right. I totally
Hmm.
understand that. I was Well, no, this is about you. Okay, so tell me, if you don't mind, tell me. I don't know what is corny. What can I ask? What are your earliest memories that you can remember as a child?
My earliest memories, I think maybe 3 years old.
What was the
Um,
memory?
it was the memory that I could remember that we were all complete. All my brothers were still there with with my parents.
You've
They
lost
were
two siblings, right? Did you?
yeah. Hmm. But I didn't see them. Like I was born in this world without them already. So they were like a way ahead. But the alive brothers, they were around me during that time, and my family loves music. I'm the only one who doesn't have talent in the family. Everyone loves music. Everyone loves singing. So My
Fact
father
check.
does
She's
the
a beautiful
guitar.
singer. Vicky is a beautiful singer. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna that one's not accurate. Okay.
Okay, well, maybe they're for me. I'm not, but thank you though. So the earliest memory I could have is our whole family together, and my mom and my dad were singing. We were singing under the moonlight, and that was beautiful. I was in my father's lap, and my God, sorry.
I no no no. I now here's something. I like to cry as long as I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but it's like from, you know, it's from sort of outside of me. It's like that's my uh that's one of my drugs of choice. I won't get religious or anything, but crying for me is a very important part of my mental health. I know you recently did a vlog on mental, on mental health, and if I don't cry every day, my heart turns to stone pretty much. So seriously, you understand? My
No,
heart
I'm just
starts to harden up and turn to stone if I don't have a nice, like there's this one song this morning I'm listening to this one Christian song. And I listened to it like yesterday. I listened to it 3 times in a row. Today I listened to it 2 times in a row. Why? Because it makes me cry. It's this, and it's kind of a
you.
silly song because it's this guy. He's praying to God. He was married to, I guess he's married to this woman, and the song is coming from the perspective of him having died, and he's praying to God to hold his wife because he can't do it. It's a silly song in a way, right?
Yeah.
It just makes me weep. It makes me weep. It's like, oh my gosh, I understand that. I totally get that because, I got this. This is not about me, but I sort of have this problem of I don't know, 16-year-old girl crush. You know, I'm not supposed to get 16-year-old girl crush, but I've had that problem for a long time. And anyway, so the song makes me weep. And so what do? I listen to it again. I've listened to it 5 times yesterday and today, right? So
Oh,
I'm happy for you, that you
that I cry.
that you got to cry. I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious.
No, it's just I lost my dad already for
When you were
just
16, right? Or
yeah. So um
I pay
when
attention.
I when I'm
I'm a
talking
big
about
fan.
when I'm talking about it, it's just it brings good memories and a bad memory. But yeah, that's it. That's the thing that I could always remember, the earliest possible that I could remember when my family were all together and singing under the moonlight. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Okay, my just a comparison. My earliest memory, I think we had a little dog that my uncle gave us, and it was a Lhasa Apso, what they call a Tibetan llama dog or something like that. Little long-haired dog, tiny, right? I remember
Mm-hmm.
walking next to him outside, and I was like, I mean, it was basically my eyes were just above his back or something like that. It was really short. Anyway, so no, nothing special with that memory, but I remember walking next to him. It's kind of fun. All right. Um, so I'm not going to apologize for making you cry because I think that's a great thing, honestly. So
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's a great thing.
let's see. So you started school at some point. No, I don't want to get all. I don't want to
Mm.
get to school. What other memories do you have? All right, so not your earliest memory, but like in chronological order. Before you started going to school? Do you
Mm,
remember anything else?
yeah, we had to transfer from the house we were living in the mountain. We didn't have any electricity. We didn't have power there. Yeah, we don't have power in our house. And we had to transfer to a bigger house, which is not too far away from the town. So let's say like maybe 10 minutes away from the town, but you still have to climb up the hill. I don't remember that my mom left us because she needed to work. She needed to work to support help my father to support us because we're quite a lot. And I yeah, that's one of the things that I started to feel like I grow up earlier compared to others because I had to take care of me and my brothers and my pa at the early age. I had to wash their clothes. We didn't have water in the house. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have water. So everything needs to be done. Everything needs to be done like far away at the age of 8. So my
Now you,
brother, my young,
oh, I'm sorry, you were
sorry,
the second. You were the second youngest.
yeah. So everyone was
Yeah,
just gone.
I'm a fan, man. I know your life.
You are very good at remembering things. I
Well,
love it.
mhm. So and so, but I mentioned that because you say you were responsible for like taking care of your siblings, but you're also the second youngest, so you're kind of a prodigal, right? I'm because I mean, obviously, you are smart. That's why one of the reasons why I'm here. It's like my kryptonite is if I get not I get, but my kryptonite is somebody who is intelligent, has a sense of humor, is industrious, right? I've got the
Ooh.
wrong. No, I've kind of got the wrong. It's supposed to just be beauty. That's right. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be.
I
Really, that's
know,
what it's
right?
supposed to be. I'm supposed to just go. Okay, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I'm supposed to be looking at. Anyway, but you're taking care of your siblings and you're the second youngest. Now, yeah, you're washing clothes and whatever, but are you also giving advice, or are you telling people no, or telling your brothers or whatever? No, you don't do that.
No, I think that's the reason why I take care of them because they are the oldest, so they didn't want me to do this and that. That's another way around. So they're bigger, so they could just okay. If you're not gonna do that, think. But that was before when we were kids. But now, when I meant I'm taking care of my siblings, that is helping them out when it comes to
Oh, today
um
you're
yeah,
helping out your
livelihood.
family today, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
they told you what to do when you were a little kid,
yeah.
and
But
you
now,
had to
not
clean, and you
not
had to
anymore.
wash their clothes and everything.
Yeah.
That's really hard work. I've seen other vloggers, washing clothes, and that is really hard work, actually.
Yeah, but you get used to it. If you are living in that culture, that's just normal for you. So I don't think it's very hard work for me. It's just tiring sometimes, but it's normal.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Just like vlogging is kind of like normal. It's not work, it's fun. I mean,
Mm.
now I'm not going to ever say that washing clothes by hand is fun, but at least it doesn't have to be torture,
Yeah.
right?
It
So
is
now
just okay.
I am not you, so I cannot get away with blowing my nose on camera. So I'm going to disappear for one moment. Excuse me.
Okay. Ooh.
All right. Okay. So all right. So now you've moved. Did you have friends that you had to move away from when you moved from the mountainside to near the city?
Yeah, I
You,
mean, quite a lot, but um, I'm I'm okay because ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to have some adventure. Though I'm scary, but in my mind, I wanted to like I can do it. I was being bullied. Also, the reason why it's okay for me to move because I was being bullied because I was having a really big stomach and really thin and then super dark. So I was being bullied as a child, so I just want to stay away. Like there are moments we're friends, but most of the time I'm being bullied, so I'm fine moving away. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a perk to moving. and you've got your
Mm,
family, and it's not like you're totally taken out of context. You
no.
took your context with you. So then you started school,
Yeah.
and how old were you when you started school?
I think I started school at supposedly 6 years old, but I stopped. It like maybe just 2 days, and I didn't want to go. It was new for me, all new. I was living up in the mountain where there were no cars and everything, and then suddenly I live next to the town where there's some cars, but I still knew I didn't want to hear the siren of the policeman and the ambulance. I'm so afraid of it. So it's also because my parents tell me like, yeah, if you're doing bad, if you're being a bad girl, the police will catch you. So my impression with the police, they're bad guys. So when
Mm.
I hear siren, I wouldn't I wouldn't want to go to school. But the first one that I really started jumping off school, I think I remember 6.5, like half, six and a half. I started to do my kindergarten, and it was good. I like it. I got friends, but my problem is, like I'm behind from others. Like with when it comes to clothing, to snacks, to everything, I'm behind, and I felt like why it's like this. Yeah, why it's like this at an early age.
But
Yeah.
I would imagine that you had a grasp of what the teacher was trying to whatever the teacher was trying to teach. I'd imagine that was easy for you, probably.
Yeah, everything was easy because during my kindergarten, I was the second top of the class. During my whole school,
No
I always
surprise there.
I'm always having my certificates. I got diplomas. I mean medals. I got ribbons. I got, yeah, all stuff like that. It's quite a lot. Yeah.
And it made you feel good. It made you feel proud.
Um, at that time, I just happy because like people said, "Oh, you're smart," and really don't know what it's even for. Like, okay, I know that I know in class, I know that I can answer, but I didn't know that it means a lot at first. But when I started grade one, yeah, the bullying was intense, so I need to stop. The next year when I came back, I realized that, let's say, I got more brains than others. So they're trying to be friendly with me to get the answers. So I
Ah,
use it. I use it to take advantage to get friends. And at first it was just like they're using me, and I'm using what I know to get friends, and then they want to friend me because they want to learn to get the answers, but later on it becomes friendship. The bullying part is a little by little gone, and I somehow felt good, and yeah, even do better.
I,
Yeah.
I'd imagine you'd get protectors. You'd get, friends who would say, "No, you don't mess with this woman or
Yeah,
this
yeah.
girl."
Mainly my protector is my teacher. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
because you're like you get it, you
Yeah.
get yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you're her or his success, the
her,
teacher.
yeah, she's, yeah, until now I cannot forget her. She's Mrs. Lindu. I cannot forget. She's the first teacher that I cannot forget in a whole my school days,
What was her
because
name
she
again?
was Narcisa Lindu. That's my grade one
Narciso
teacher.
Lindio. Shout out.
Yeah. So yeah, she was very protective of me when I was grade one until I got friends, and then throughout the school year in elementary, it gets better and better because I just realized that when you know something, or when they think that they could get something from you, they're really good to you. So I'm even getting trying my best with all the academic classes, and yeah, I get ahead
Like honors,
from
like honors classes. What's what
yeah.
we call them over here?
I'm in the grade one, I was second honor. Grade two, I was third honor. Grade three, I was again, I think I went to fifth honor, and then grade four back to second. Grade five, I was third honor, and then grade six, I'm sixth honor, and then goes on and on until I am high school. I'm always top of the class. So yeah.
I promised I would not get political, but any plans for running for president?
Lul. No, I don't like politics.
Right. Well, you're smart. Right. But I
Yeah.
can imagine a different Philippines actually, right? I mean, just
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
anyway.
It's so hard to
Okay.
handle people. Goes.
Well, you got me volunteering to interview you. I don't know about that. All right. So let's see. At some point, I suppose if you have if there are any, I can't even see if there are any comments or anything like that. But let me know if you want to start answering comments because this is your of course,
Yeah.
this is yours, right? So if you want to
Yeah,
answer
that's right.
comments and you feel comfortable answering comments, then you should do that.
Yeah, so far they're just listening. I'm just going to give them shout out. So shout out to you first. Thank you for being here to interview me in my channel. That is appreciated. I like it. Hello, Javier Ortega, Militia Hair. Thank you so much for being here. Sergey, thank you so much for being here. Leo, Robert N, good to see you. And hello from
Hi,
Robert
Robert.
N to you. Tom, Richard Cleanings, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Jan Smolo, Sammy, and
Sammy
my one and only
Chavez.
PH, yeah. And Sheil, yeah, and Will, hello. That's it. And you guys, if you want to ask questions, it's fine. But this is an interview with Mr. Tom Young John. He wanted to interview me in my channel. So thank you so
I
much for sticking
volunteered.
around.
I volunteered and she said yes. So this is like my second interview. My first interview was with one of her moderators who was one of my moderators before my first channel got taken down by YouTube. And then my second channel was connected via email with my first channel. So it's basically
Mhm.
a zombie channel. So I can't touch it. I can't respond to comments or anything like that. But this is not about me and whatever. This is about you. Okay. So you were doing great. And then you mentioned high school. So what?
Hmm.
So tell me about high school. Was it at a different location?
High school. So during high school, I had my 2 years high school here, and when my father died at in my second year of high school, I had to transfer to Manila. I had to go to my sister to do the study, third year and fourth year. So it was doing well in the first years. I was still in the honor class. Second year, um, I had higher average than the honor students, but it's because I failed in one academic subject. They take me off.
What
The
subject?
reason
What subject?
math.
Was
It's
it just
because of
boring? Was it just
no.
boring?
It's just I wasn't able to attend the exam and few quizzes because
Oh,
my father died. Yeah,
oh, that sucks. That's just
yeah.
terrible. So
I
you would have done well. You would have
yeah,
done
I have done well in different subjects. Like I have the A grades, and then this one is just in the last grading is already behind, and then I didn't able to make it in the second grading, so that's only the reason. But it's okay. I had lots of s- still awards, maybe like six something. Yeah, so it's still
awards.
okay.
These are awards.
Yeah, yeah, like.
Can I ask your professional advice on something? It's minor. Should I look? I mean, I'm looking at your face right now. I could look at the camera. Which is better? I mean, just give me your truthful on answer. Is it better for me to look at the camera, or is it you know? I mean, for me, it's better to
I,
look at your face, but you know what I'm talking
I
about?
think if you're looking at my face, it's still it most on like you are really talking to me, so it's
Right.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
I'll
that.
stick
I
with.
like it better.
Right. All right.
Don't
It's it.
get tired of my face.
I think that's impossible. All right. So we're going through, and then tragedy happens. Tell us about your father.
Yeah, he was. My mom was in Manila at the time. They're supposed to go together, but of course, Also because of me and our what you call that, pets. We got cows before and goats, and he said like, we might not be able to take care well of the animals and his plants, so he wanted to stay home, like he wanted to stay with us. So my mother went there to have vacation that time, and he was working. Again, excuse me. So he was working that day, and after work he was drinking in um my sister-in-law's sari-sari store. And my brother, the brother next to me, Ruben is his name, was playing basketball, and I just arrived from the church because I went to church. Then when I arrived, he said, "Okay, you have to call your brother now because the food are ready. So we will go home and we will eat together." He was making malunggay soup, and the moment I called my brother, I heard a very big bang, and I didn't know what was it. I was super scared. What was it? But I didn't know that it was my father being hit by a motorcycle. So
Mm.
um, he got hit by a motorcycle, and he was sent to the hospital. But um, unfortunately, we our hospital here is very small and didn't have enough things to cure him, to take care of him. So he needed to be brought to Cebu City. Um, the doctors didn't take care of him because we didn't have money. We didn't have money, and so he died because there was not so many patients that wasn't so severe. My father was severe because it's the head, but the doctor didn't take care of him right away because there's the other patient got the money. We were in the public hospital then. So December 19, he died. So yeah, that's what happened, and that's the reason why I had to move to Manila to continue my study because my mom is blank. She cannot accept that my dad is gone.
I'm so sorry.
Excuse me. Whew. But yeah, that's what's happening. So I had to go to Manila. Everything's crazy. I It's the first time that I saw a lot of buildings. I've been to Cebu City before, but Manila is worse. It is a lot. It's just different because I had to live there. There were no trees just like I used to have. But the comfort, I got electricity. I got I got this the first time that I got the phone given by my sister, and then it my life changes there. I started to study hard, even harder, but I had so much responsibility. I had to take care of my nephews and her family while studying. So basically, like living in my sister, helping them with kids, and also help me with my study. So that's where I started to have my study and work that time. Like basically working for the house and the kids, and then doing massages, and then go to school. So that's my third and fourth year of high school is Manila, where I graduated.
By comparison,
Excuse me.
no problem. By comparison, I've led a charmed life apart from like uh, doing too many illegal drugs when I went to college and then having mental health issues. I led a charmed life and getting myself in trouble with the Bar Association, which is behind me now, which is theoretically behind me now for the moment, at least, which is a relief.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've led a charmed life. I have not had tragedy happen. You know, my mother-in-law, ex-mother-in-law, passed away because she fell downstairs. But other than that, I mean, people dying from natural causes and stuff like that who are old, right? So it's
Yeah.
that happens, right? We're all. we all have whatever a time, not a timer, but we all have our time,
Our time.
and our
Yeah.
time is up, right? That's the truth. All right. So, and it came early for your father, right? So, the way I try, um, so can I ask a this? This might be a this question might be I might not be supposed to ask this kind of question, Vicky, but you said he was drinking, so that was relevant to you that he was drinking, and then he got hit by a
Um,
motorcycle. And I have a
yeah,
back.
but yeah, it was just like a little drink. He wasn't drunk at all. It's just a very little bit with his friend, which happens to be my uncle, the one that died 3 weeks ago. And um, the
Did they
reason why he
catch?
died is it's because my my auntie's husband and his and her son was fighting. My father's wanted to stop them from fighting,
So he's
right?
trying to do something good, and
Yeah,
oh, wow,
yeah, that's the
wow,
reason. So he was
wow,
trying to
well.
stop them from fighting, but then my uncle said, it's our family matter to go away, and then he was pushed to the road, so that's why he was hit by a motorcycle.
So oh, that's so terrible. That I mean, I'm glad I you know I made the wrong assumption because somebody pushed him in front of the motorcycle.
Well, it wasn't an intention. They don't know there was a
No, 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 no,
motorcycle.
no, no,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, they weren't
yeah, but
trying to
yes,
push him in front of a motorcycle, but somebody did, in fact, push him in front of a motorcycle. So I'm
yeah,
glad I asked
yeah.
ignorant question because you have now made me no longer ignorant. Okay, so yeah, okay. I won't talk about my own drinking. So because I'm interviewing you. All right. So now
Okay.
you're in Manila. You're in Manila. You've got way more responsibilities than anyone. How old were you at that point? You were 16, 17,
Yeah, 16, 17. Yeah.
and you had way more responsibilities than any 16 or 17-year-old should have. And you were still
Yes.
doing well at school.
Yeah. That's why actually some of my classmates hated me because they had to study so hard. I just have to listen to the class, and then I'm okay. I don't need to study more.
So you had help. You had some help from classmates a little bit.
No, it's just
No?
like they have to study so much so that they could get what it means. But eventually after like the third grades, like grading, like the third semester, I think so much when it comes also with the adolescent and everything, I get affected with when it comes to already like being interested with the opposite sex. That's how things started to turn bad with my study, but still I have the honors.
Right. I mean,
It's not like
that makes sense.
yeah. It's not that before was okay, and then later on I just I fell in love. So
Right. Wait, this is a lot
what
more
matters to
interesting.
me
This
what
is
matters to me is
right.
it it's different now. But still I'm still belong to the top 10, even so I really didn't
Even
get
after
out from
love,
that.
you are still way
Yeah.
up there. Wow, that's amazing. That's really great. Okay,
Yeah.
so um, you graduated. You graduated.
I graduated high school, yeah, never been in college.
Well, personally, I think college is overrated. Actually, I think law school is overrated. I've told my children do
All of
not go to law school. I've told many of my clients don't let your children go to law school. So anyway, um, I can't get in trouble. I think for saying that. I just think it's not a good investment. So
okay.
but it is. but this interview is not about me and my life choices. So I'm just more interested. I mean, now that I've fallen into this whole YouTube world, vlogging world.
Hmm.
It's education is sort of like
Yeah, exactly. I know. I learned a lot from here,
it's
from
it's
people.
it can can you interact with others and communicate, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. And
it's
you're
never the problem.
I'm sorry.
It's never a problem with me interacting, communicating others in good and bad ways.
Oh, bad ways. Okay, so what do you mean bad ways? Tell me about a bad way you
Oh
communicate.
well. Oh well, just like for example, you saw it. If people are trying to put me down or hurt me with words, I don't back out.
You
I
you're
could.
very polite. I mean, you politely tell them off in the most polite way I've seen. That's not
And,
bad.
oh, maybe you never seen me with two fingers up then.
I have now.
Okay.
I swear.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't sworn, and I'm not going to in this interview. But yeah, I sometimes. Right. All right. Okay. So we're in Manila. You have graduated. What happens next?
I had first job. I started to have a job, but it's just like I wanted to be really independent and away from my sister for a while because I do understand that she was just protective of me at all, and all
Older
means
sister, younger sister.
older. So she's like, shout out sis, I know you're watching. Um, she's I think 19 years older than me. Seljan, she's watching. Um, but yeah, she was super strict and I felt like I'm being choked. So I wanted to work. So the first job I got, it's because I just freshly graduated and still not so comfortable of applying to like factories or whatever. I started to get the job as a housemaid. The salary is supposed to be 6,000 for 1 month. Everything's included. My food, my um, everything. But it was doing well for the past week. But the next week, I had to make up some stories to go out because of my boss, brother. Um, he was out from the rehab for taking illegal drugs, and
So your
I
boss
was
was a
young
was a
then,
drug
and he
user.
wanted to do something.
Right. Right.
The brother of the boss, yeah. So
Wait, oh, the
I
brother of
had
the
to stay
boss came.
away.
Oh, okay. So that's why he's not the
Yeah,
boss because of his drug problem.
yeah. He's
And
not the
all
boss.
right, I got
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well,
So
that's
that's why.
well, that's life, I guess. That's a shame. So did how long did you stay in that situation?
I only stayed for 2 weeks because my brother-in-law picked me up from there, and then I started to
Brother-in-law
go to the
through marriage.
factory where my
Was that your sister's husband? I,
yeah.
obviously. This is
Hmm.
the controlling sister's husband.
Yeah. See, it's
Not, I mean,
controlling.
not to call you a controlling sister, but I mean, just really disciplined, a disciplined sister.
Yeah,
All right, okay,
disciplined.
okay, okay. All right, sorry. It's not easy being an interviewer. All right, it's like Robert can tell you,
Yeah.
I'm like just barely, getting my toes wet in this area. Okay, so, your
Okay.
brother-in-law picks you up and basically rescues you. Did you called him,
Rescued.
or
Yeah.
you called your sister
Yeah.
and told him what the
Yeah,
problem
I called
was?
my sister. And then we didn't and then later on I had to go, and then I started to find another job. I have my half brother, my mom's son, and I went to because we didn't have the same surname, so it's okay. I went to the place where he worked, and I was working there as a factory worker of the tin cans. So we're putting like the paint, the cans of the paint. We were working on it. We're making it round. We put the top and the bottom, and then send it to the paint company. So that was my first work that I had, like where I received paycheck. Yeah, that's the first
Right.
work, like cash. So, but it didn't stay long. I only worked there 6 months because eventually they didn't want even its half sister that brothers and sisters will work the same company. And then suddenly, what you call that? The storm happened, Yolanda, and there's another storm that happened before, and we were affected to it after the storm Yolanda that affected Leyte. We were affected in Manila, some part of Bacoor. That's where I live. So I eventually was able to drink a lot of the um, dirty water because I was saving 4 kids and the parents were not home. We didn't know that the water would get so high until the roof. So I had to save kids and yeah. That's
Wow.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're you're a bit of an angel. You're so generous with people. You're always helping. I know this as an adult. All right, as an adult, and you talk about it, and so that's how I know you keep on helping people. So you're never going to be rich, right? Which is
That's why I said I would never be rich.
you're you're better than me, is
Yeah.
which is great. Which is why I'm interviewing you. I want to get this information out. All right, so here you are saving people's lives. Um, so these are your siblings only, or were siblings first?
It's
Of
my
course, you're trying.
nephews and
Oh,
nieces. So it's
nephews.
my sisters, yeah, sister siblings. Because they were not around, I had to save them. And then after I saved them, because we have a neighbor with a second floor, I had to save. I had to save the other neighbor because they don't know how to swim. I'm a swimmer ever since, so it's easier for me. Yeah,
Wow.
and
Right.
there was a guy with full of tattoos and everything. I was afraid of him at first, but he was actually the one who helped me save the person that was stuck in the house. So he was pushing the internet cabinet, and I went through the window to save the girl. So yeah,
So
that's
much
it.
for my
Hmm.
so much for my bias against tattoos. that's that,
I
that's
was
amazing,
biased
actually.
way back before. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
that's a question
I
I could
started.
ask.
Go ahead.
You
Sorry.
started. No, no, you started.
Um, so I started not to judge people too much by how they look like ever that time, because before, if they look like a lot of piercings, a lot of tattoos, eventually to me they're bad boys. I don't want to talk to them.
You
And
know,
then
there's
later on,
that.
this happened. So I
My dad
appreciated him
drilled
a
into
lot.
me. My dad
Yeah.
drilled into me, never get a tattoo, never get a tattoo. I mean, he'd always point out people with tattoos and he'd always tell me, you don't want to be that guy, pretty much. Um, but
Yeah.
the tattooed man helped you save somebody's life. So there you go. Um, that's, that's a good thing for me to learn. All right. So now we're back to so what happens with the paint can manufacturer? Well, not the with your job. What happens with your job at that after Yolanda?
We after we during my stay there, we transferred a lot of places, and then later on, I eventually got sick a lot of time. Like I had to go to the doctor sometimes 2 times in a week because I couldn't breathe. They had to put EKG on me to check my breathing, and sometimes it's like I always having the palpitation and everything. So that was also the reason why I had to go back here. So eventually, I had to come back to Cebu. And yeah, when I'm back in Cebu, um, I stayed with my mom. I stayed with my mom, and my brother was living with my mom. I stayed with them, and then later on, I realized I feel immobile when I'm not doing anything, or if I'm if I'm dependent. So I started to find a work. I was working again as a housemaid in Toledo, here in Cebu. Um, yeah, and yes, I got super, like, youth. If you are like teenager and everything, even though sometimes you don't think logically, you just think with emotions. And I felt like I need someone to talk to, and then I started to chat. I didn't have, I know, chat like message keypad. I didn't have smartphones, and I eventually found the guy, which I got the boyfriend before. We broke up, and then I found the father of Nicole. Like, we started to chat and chat, and then yeah, he was nice. He was 19 years older than me, 1920. So
How old are
I thought
you
he's.
at that time? How old were you?
I was 19. Yeah, and then I thought at that moment, I thought, he was a lot older than me, and maybe um
More
I wanted a
mature?
child for some reason. I
Uh,
I was brokenhearted. I wanted a child. Like, okay, he's more mature, so, and then maybe he would be ready to build a family because he was really good to me. But
you
yeah,
so
it
before
happens differently.
so so even before Nicole was a thing, you wanted her. You wanted a child. You've frozen up a little bit. The connection's not working really great.
Yeah, I think it's the connection. Let me just turn off the Wi-Fi's from this phones. Okay. I had to set up phones. Sorry. I have
No,
to
no.
set up the phones that I will be giving for the online class. So I bought 3 phones today, and this is not my money. This is shout out to Timmy Manihan. He was sending me money to buy phones for the kids in needs, because tomorrow I'm going to give the school supplies for the kids. So yeah. All right.
So,
Okay, I'm ready.
all right. So you were you. I mean, this is how I understand it. Tell me if I'm wrong. You were interested in father of Nicole because you wanted Nicole.
Not at first. I was interested in him because he was the one who listened to me.
Okay.
You know
See,
what I
I
mean?
was
Like, if
misunderstood,
you
and I wanted
feel
to
like
clarify that.
you feel depressed, you feel, I don't know what I felt, like super lost, and seems like he was the one who gives me advices, tells me, because when I left in Manila, I had boyfriend and I had to leave. So I was brokenhearted, and he was the one who tried to heal me. But I didn't know that he took that weakness of me to take advantage. So yeah,
That
that's what
that's
happened.
a guy. That's kind of a guy thing, almost. I think that a guy is going to use whatever means necessary, right? I mean, it's pretty much
I think so.
we're
I'm
yeah we're
learning. I'm learning.
we're like this kind of heat-seeking missile. We're just that's
Predator.
right. And then some of us have the wrong kind of software that got the wrong heat to seek after, right? We're seeking after an IQ, humor, and industriousness. Yeah, kind of. Anyway, so all right. So we're not naming Nicole's father, I guess. So, but you can tell us about him.
um,
Um,
yeah, he was. You're
was
prosing.
it was he good
He
looking?
was
Was he fit? No, we're not. He had to be good looking. All right, but I'll stop on that. All right. So all right. Well, all right. So let's say something else. Let's move on to another topic here. All right. So um, he wasn't interested in starting a family and moved on, I guess.
mm,
Okay. And so I'm
um,
asking.
he wanted me. He wanted me to abort the baby, and that's the
And
reason why I left and continued my pregnancy.
right, right. I I
Yeah,
I think I learned that yesterday actually, and I went yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I went, wow, that
yeah.
that's so great. Um, and so he fled, he 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 left, and let's see. So then what happened? That's what you call a
So then I had
non-leading question because you go to law school, you learn about leading questions, you learn about non-leading questions, and the stereotypical non-leading question. By the way, what's a leading question? A leading question is a question that you can answer. There are two definitions. You can answer with a yes or a no,
mm,
or the question itself suggests the answer. All
the
right,
answer,
those
yeah.
are two different definitions of a leading question. A non-leading question is one that you can't answer with a yes or a no, and it does not suggest the answer. So the
Hmm.
standard one, the non-leading question that an immigration attorney in immigration court is going to ask the most is, and then what happened?
I knew that. And then what happened? Well, so then I had to continue. I had to continue with my pregnancy. It was super scary. It was super scary to tell my family. They all had a lot of expectations of me. They thought I would actually going back to study and continue my study. I wanted to be maybe a journalist. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be, but I got the baby in my tummy, and I have to continue. I said that I did it, and I didn't wanna abort it. So it took me a while before I tell them. I knew when she was 2 months in my tummy. I didn't know I was pregnant. My sister-in-law told me that I was pregnant. And I had to take the test. When I found out, I didn't know what to do. I was just crying. I went up in the mountain alone and stay there, basically fall asleep crying at night alone. Yeah, it's the first time that I wasn't scared of whatever. I just went to the mountain with my match and blanket and just cry over there. But when my mom found out, she was kind of disappointed, but she she stand with me to keep the baby. Yeah, but my brother was super mad at me, and he even get physical because for him it's disappointment and a shame for the family that I'm being a single parent, and everyone was just expecting a lot of me. So yeah, I started to. It's not very easy. I started to accept that that happened to me and started to love my baby, being happy, pregnant. But when the baby, the months in my tummy get 8 months old, then it started to hit me again. Would I be able to give clothes to my baby? Would I be able to live if I'm going to give birth? Yeah. Would I be able to make it? Wouldn't I die? So all those things runs into my head. And what will happen to us? Could I provide food for my daughter? And I was crying that every night for that thing. But turns out different. So now I don't want to worry so much about future, because before I was crying many things for what will happen in the future, but I eventually made it.
Now you're just
So
like
that's it.
you're like giving things away to needy kids and stuff. It's like, you're so much more generous than I am. I'm trying to give to the people I owe money to. It's like, anyway, I'm serious. It's totally different. It's completely different. We see in the United States, I know it's not about me, but we have people. This might be political, whatever, but in the United States, we have the government helping out people so much that my
Mm.
argument is that even beggars are going to have cell phones, have cars, have refrigerators, All right. I mean, they can make good money begging here in the United States. Just, all right. So my theory is that we don't. Are you frozen? No, you're not frozen. My
Mm,
theory is that we don't really have, except for some many mentally ill people, we don't really actually have poor people in the United States. We only have people who make bad decisions. And one thing I hope,
mm,
and I'm not going to be political, but just the one thing, I hope the Philippines never decides that having mothers marry the government, basically, to have the government become the husband of unwed mothers or wed mothers where the husband is fled away or whatever. I hope that never actually happens in the Philippines, because everything will turn to poop in the Philippines,
mm,
because that's what happened over here. We went from a less than 20% divorce rate to a like 75% divorce rate, for or excuse me, we went from wrong statistic. We went from um, uh, children coming from a one parent household being less than 20% in like 1960 to children coming from a one parent household, because the government is like supporting, it's like you can, as a mother, you can marry the government if the father doesn't live in the same household. But if the father
mm,
does live in the same household, you don't get the money. You don't get the free money. But if the father does not live with the mother, then you get the free money from the husband government thing, whatever that is. The government becomes the husband and the supporter. And so we went from less than 20% single mother uh, to 75% or over 70%. I'll just say over
mm.
70%. Um, uh, and I'm butchering the statistics, but I wanted to make that point. I hope the Philippines never decides that it's a good idea to turn the government into the husband of unwed mothers. I know, and here you are, right? And it's like, but I don't feel bad saying this. I think society would pay a terrible, and has in the United States paid a terrible price for that. Okay, sorry,
Mm.
my rant over. Um, Okay, so now we have,
It's interesting
uh,
though.
well, I'm opinionated in some areas, and I'm not an expert, but I have opinions anyway. All right, so we have, um, we have delivery. We have the drama of the baby, and the baby not there one moment, and the next, a little bit later
Yeah, yeah, it's
there.
there.
How much you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm so free. I'm not really shy to talk everything about myself in the past because that makes me who I am today. So I'm okay. Um,
Give us then, all right, then break it down as if you were like a TV producer and somebody just handed you a screenplay, right? So this is now, it's like we got a half hour show, and it's all about Nicole.
okay. All right. So yeah, I gave birth to Nicole, and it's even funny that moment that I gave birth because that moment my mom wasn't around. My sister got babies, like small babies, and my brothers were not around as well. So I didn't know that I also would give birth because she's supposed to be coming out in the due date of my card that she will come out May 3rd. But it happens that it was April 17 when I gave birth to her. So it was just, I went out to the store and tried to buy some rice, but I could feel like water flowing. So I'm just like, okay, I had to change underwear. And then I just continued cooking, and then again it flowed. So I had to tell my sister, like, sis, I think um I have like wet thing. And she said, it's not. It's your baby's coming out now. You should rush home, get the baby stuff, and go to hospital. I'm like, okay, so can you go with me? But she couldn't because she got babies as well. Yeah, she got small babies. So what I did, I just packed my stuff. I told my youngest brother to go to Nicole's father to get money because I didn't have money. I said, you need to tell him. Yeah, you need to ask him money. So he gave me eventually 6,000 pesos. but no one wanted to go to the hospital with me, especially the youngest one, because he is super nervous with everything. So I was waiting for the bus with all the stuff. Because if no one would go with me, I'm going to hospital alone. I was waiting for the bus, but my brother Ruben came and he was drunk. So I said, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to give birth." I was like, "No, I'm coming with you." So he ended up getting a tricycle, and he is a driver. So he let the tricycle driver get out from his own tricycle, stay in his back. He was the one driving, and I wasn't scared for my baby
Wait,
anymore.
wait, wait.
I wasn't
Who was driving the tricycle?
my drunk brother.
That's what I was afraid of. Okay.
Yeah. So he was driving going to the hospital, and he was drunk, and it was like it wasn't an ambulance, but he was super fast and yelling, like literally yelling in the street. "My sister is going to give birth." Toot, 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 toot. I was just like, "Oh my god."
But he was
I was
driving well.
scared.
I bet he was driving really well, actually.
He
Even though he might be four
he
sails to the
was
wind, but it's
he
a good. He did
yeah,
well.
he was driving well. I know he could drive well, but yeah, he did well, but it's super fast. It wasn't an ambulance. It's supposed to be slower than that. So anyway, we arrived in the hospital safe, and yeah, it was good. He was shouting in the hospital, told everyone to just pick me up, and eventually, of course, he couldn't be in the delivery room. Later on, they called my mom. My mom came. Um, it's very short labor. I think it's just an hour labor with Nicole, but or more than that. But the problem is I lost my oxygen. I said before in the past I was already sent to the hospital many times because I couldn't breathe naturally. So during my delivery, I was having bad palpitation and I couldn't breathe. So they need to really like push, like force push of Nicole and like cut me so that she would come out, and I wasn't breathing my own breath already. I was using the oxygen. So anyways, after that I'm fine, but we couldn't go out from the hospital
So
because
C section, cesarean section.
no, it's
No.
it's um it's
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I
natural.
know. Right.
Yeah.
So that happens a lot. Actually, I have two kids, and I think it happened. Well, for at least one of them, that they had to do that, and much better that than a C-section. So actually a good thing.
Yeah, I'm
So
still proud of myself. I made it.
right,
But
right,
it's scary.
right. So and then what happened?
I like your question. I like the non-leading question. So yeah, and after that we couldn't go out because my money for the payment is not enough. So I need to wait for my Nicole's father to give us more money, and it took 1 day to wait. So I get out the second day, like 48 hours after my delivery of Nicole. When we reached home, everything was okay. I had sisters. I have sisters that helped me out because she got baby, which is just few months older than Nicole. So I could use her clothes and her stuff. My brother-in-law is very nice. My other sister's brother. Ouch, sorry. And yeah, it was well. It's okay. It was doing well for when I was 3 weeks. I was there, and then I went back home. My mom had to leave, so at I think fourth week of my delivery, I was alone at home. My mom had to work as a housemaid. My sister has her own family as well, so I was living home alone at home. That's where I
With
started
alone
to,
with Nicole.
yeah,
Right.
alone
Okay.
with my baby girl. And then yeah, and then eventually my other sister-in-law came and lived with us, but I have my own space. I have my own room. So that's where I started. When Nicole was 2 months old, that's where I started to sell banana Q. So I would have her feed her before I leave. So I sell banana Q. I sell lumpia, um, like for 3 hours away, so that I could have my own money to buy my stuff.
Since
Because
most
yeah,
of your audience are, I think, Westerners, probably. Tell us what
maybe.
tell us what about what banana Q is and what lumpia is. It's really quick.
Okay. So banana Q is the fried banana. Yeah, and the lumpia it's just like it's the means the means that is not the meat that I use. Well, means meat of fish meat plus some vegetables that I wrapped in the and then fried and sell it. That's what I was selling.
Wrapped in
Yeah.
a leaf, wrapped in a
No, that's
tortilla.
the wrapper. I don't know what the name of that wrapper, but that's something that you wrap in the food. The white one.
I made out of flour or something like that originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like the flour that's
Right.
being, yeah,
Right.
something like
Right. That's like
that.
it's a tortilla. Okay. So
Yeah.
and so you'd feed your child, you'd go out and work, uh and nobody else was around. So how did you manage all that? And how long did that last?
Um, I that moment that I started to go out, there is also like this is my house, and there is someone in the next extension of the house that lives with me, which is my like second degree cousin. So she also happens to have a baby. So I live Nicole to her, that so that if she will really, I wouldn't be able to go home yet and she's super hungry, she can just use her boobs, I mean her breast.
Right.
She can just eat with her with her daughter. So that's how I did it. And later on I
That's
started
you're
to,
really lucky that you had that. I mean, I think, right?
yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
that's a gift there, actually. Okay.
yeah, we're
Continue.
helping. It's yeah, that's what I did. And then later on, I also have friends, like they are already not here, so shout out to my friends. So they are even though I have a baby, and they know my situation. So this still, I get still a time to not stress too much because they were around. So they got motorcycle, they got money. So every time they think that I'm super down, they would pick me up and my daughter. Yeah, they would pick me up and my daughter. We're going to the beach. So that's basically, she started to go to the beach when she was 4 months old. We
Wow.
we yeah. So that's where everything started. After that, everything started to my lap. Seems like to be getting better because I met more people. I met more people that helps out genuinely without asking anything in return. So when it comes to that, I would say I met a friend from Poland through my friends, girlfriends, and he was so nice. Shout out to Yuriarek, Vushak. He's in Poland right now. So he was always there for me. He could, if he is in the Philippines, he spent time with his girlfriends sometimes, but most of the time he is in my house helping me with my daughter, helping me with food. And then, yeah, we even had trip together. So he basically became part of our family.
Where did you go?
And that's where I started to roaming around the the island, just here. So yeah, he became good friends with my family as well. And then that's where I started to do the chatting. Yeah, chatting people online. I go to a Filipino Cupid, but it wasn't a good idea. I didn't find anything there. It's all bullshit. So anyway,
But
when she
it
was
is
9 months
actually
old,
all bullshit. Actually, I mean, mine was Pina Love, and because I hadn't accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior, really, I called myself a Christian, but really, I was effectively an atheist in terms of my behavior. It's like I was holding my own leash, right? It's like I'm holding the leash, but and so when I'm holding my own leash, I blew $500 in like a week once, and then I went, that we can't. This is not sustainable. This is not going to work. And yeah, no, I $500 in a week. No, it's like, oh, I don't have that kind of income. So anyway, yeah,
yeah,
it's all when you say it's all bullshit, right? It is all bullshit. Anyway, so
yeah,
you started
yeah.
chatting.
So
You're on Filipino Cupid,
but it,
and
yeah, but I I found someone that I talk to. It's not really in a relationship, but someone that I could talk to. He's a nice person. Help me out once in a while. Then when I went to get ticket for my niece to Manila, I met this friend. I met this friend from Holland also. So
Holland.
basically, Holland, the Netherlands. Yeah.
Right.
So
It sounded a lot like Poland, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't Poland. It was Holland. All right.
yeah, it's Holland and Poland. These guys, and they fell in love with my daughter. So in a way that they're very generous. So they're helping us out with diapers, with a little bit of food, because he also know that I wasn't just um, and also my sisters were there. So eventually I felt like shy that my sister always helped me out and the brother-in-law. So that's why I even though I had my selling of banana cues, it's very little income I could get, but I'm still trying to have my own. Then I got those people that helps me out, and then I started to figure out what to do with my life. Like, oh my gosh, it wouldn't be always like this. So that's where I started to work in a Korean family. Again, I went there when Nicole was 9 months old and I was 20 years old. I went to work as that picture I showed you last night. That's the boss, the Korean boss. So I was working there as a housemaid for 4,000 pesos for 1 month. But they eventually saw that I don't belong in the house. So they hired me as a tutor, private tutor for their kids for the English because they said,
As
you
a
got a good,
tutor.
yeah,
So they saw that you were undervalued as a housekeeper. And they basically, I don't know if they gave you more money, but they said, wait, this
yeah,
person is going to be good for our kids.
yeah. So what they did, they hired two more maids, and I become English private tutor for the kids, and I helped the owner, my boss, to manage the restaurant in Olango Island. So that's where the things started to get better for me
Right.
when Nicole was 9 months old. So instead of being a housemaid, I worked in a restaurant. I was the one who
And you weren't
financial
even
manager.
you didn't even ask to have more responsibilities.
No,
They saw a diamond and they decided, hey, this is what we need to. This is
yeah,
best for us. We give this person more responsibility.
yeah. That's what they do. I never thought about it. I never thought that they would take me out from being a housemaid, which I don't really mind. It's not too much work. It's for me. It's being a housemaid in a rich place is not too much work. Everything is automatic. It's even harder in my house because you need to manual. But yeah, eventually, yes, I was promoted as a tutor for the kids for their English for their studies, and then I was like a financial manager in the restaurant de Bolango. So I was the one who hold the money, and then to budget what are we going to buy and how much we would consume because that is a island hopping restaurant. We were catering Japanese and Korean um, people. So that's where I get more money and I was able to sustain my mom and my baby's needs because I got tips. Yeah.
I was married to a Korean for 13 years. The fact that they trusted you to hold the money, that just speaks so much.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
wouldn't know. I was so scared because I it's the first time I've ever had 50,000 pesos in my hand and I'm shaking like, oh my God, it is a lot. But yeah, that's how it happened. I started to love my work in the island. I would go with them. I would go, but the work, okay, I was promoted, so that means more responsibility. I had to from the work in the restaurant. We had to leave the island 4 p.m. We will arrive in the house at 6 p.m. The food are there, the meds are there, but I need to teach the kids from I think 8 to 10. I would sleep from 10 until 2 a.m. Then I need to go to the market because you need to be early when it's seafood restaurant. You need to buy the freshest lobster, crabs, fish, shrimp. So I had to wake up like sleep for 3 hours, 4 hours, then go to the market, then travel to the island again, then started to do the work before the guests will come at 11 a.m. So it was better job, but more responsibilities, less sleep, and eventually I got sick after 7 months. I lost my hairs, so
Well, it grew
it's like
back.
too
So
much. It's good to grow back, but it's like every time because of the headache, it's being lost. I couldn't stand. But my Korean boss were taking care of me. They brought me to the Korean hospital clinic, and they had really good medicine. It's gross, but it's good. And later on, after that, I started to my work to be less again. But still, it's good because I'm working in a restaurant, which means I could get tips. And especially Japanese are good tippers. They give a lot decent tips. So that's where I get my most money from the tips, not from the salary. Salary was, let's say, 6,000. Before 4,000, it's 6,000, and then I got more tips from people. So I was able to help out my my mom already, my sister-in-law that takes care of Nicole, and I was able to give out help money to everyone, children. That's why I started to help out the kids
live
because
the
I felt
dream.
like,
I'm sorry, I just said you're living
yeah,
the dream compared
yeah,
to
and
like your
I think
earlier life.
I
It's like now you're like successful.
yeah, and I get to go places that I wanted to go. I get to buy what I wanted. I got to provide for my daughter. So that's the start where I know that I'm started to be independent. And then yeah, that's it. And moving forward, I met a guy from Pinalab. Yeah,
Oh
from
shoot!
Pinalab. He made me stop my
I
work
hope
because
I
he
hope
met.
he's the right kind of guy. Anyway,
Oh no, it's not.
oh shoot!
I met him in Pinalab. We met. He was a lot older than me, but he was nice. He didn't send me like money. Well, okay, let's say he sent me 2,000 pesos once in a while when we were chatting, well, talking. But he was not talking to me like this. The phone was already there. There's already a smartphone, but not the camera in front. The camera is in the back. But he would just wanted to call me using a phone number. I'm not sure, but the reason why he have the unlimited calls to the Philippines, he was from Phoenix, Arizona, is because he got lots of girls from the Philippines. I didn't know that I wasn't the only one. I s- I stopped my work because of him. He gave me a tablet, the first one that I got ever. He gave me a tablet, a Samsung tablet, and 12,000 pesos. That's the
You
biggest money
just
I get from him.
you just fall for men left and right. I mean, this is you've got a weakness.
It's not
You
that
trust men too much. That's the problem. We're
that
not
was my weakness.
trustworthy.
That was my weakness really because once the person is showing me kindness and everything, I would trust right away because if I show kindness, it's genuine. So I would assume that the person is the same as I am, right?
No, no, no,
So
no, no, no.
so that's why. But anywho, we just have been together for maybe 2 months with that. We actually got engaged, but then I found out that he was meeting other girls first before he came to the Philippines to meet me. So he was basically staying with a girl before he came see me, and I didn't
Mm.
know. And he just telling me that he was a pastor, so he needs to travel around to church,
The
whatever was
worst.
that.
Oh, the worst. That's really terrible.
Yeah, yeah. So I believe him because God, people. So that's where I believe because he's a pastor, so it's nice.
Number
He
one
was really.
suspect. Number one suspect. Pastor. Number two suspect. Pastor's wife. I mean, that's what I believed like before I became Christian, and I still believe it. So anyway.
So yeah, I was brokenhearted. I threw the ring away, and then I said, "Don't come back again." I drink one whole of spirits, like let's say rum, and just get myself drunk. And then the next day, I said, "I'm not gonna remember this bullshit. These guys are not worth it." And there I started. I started not to trust, so I started to play around. Oh yeah. I
uh,
started to play around. All the guys that wanted to be my boyfriend, I said yes. There's a lot of them. I said yes, but I didn't meet them.
so we sort of have different problems, because I can't really play around. I mean, basically, unless I'm like in love with somebody, in love, infatuated, infatuated.
Mm.
What is the
Mm.
Visayan word for infatuated?
Uh, I don't know.
You
I
have
don't
a
know. It's
crush.
so.
To have a
It's yeah,
crush on
crush.
somebody. What's the Visayan
Um,
word for that?
gusto. Yeah.
Gusto.
Mm.
Gusto. All right. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I'll remember that. Maybe not. Anyway, and then it's like already too late, right? If I have a crush on somebody, it's like that person is in a position of power that really that person should not have. All right, this is about you. Let's go back. All right, so you're having fun. You're just playing around.
Yeah, I was just playing around until there was this Filipino guy that makes me fall in love again. But anywho, I didn't fell in love again, but I didn't really take it like okay, it will be just another chaos. So yeah, I instead of just letting it happen to me, I decided to just date online. So that's where I found Darren's Travels. So we started to just date online, and yeah, I was blinded. I think I really felt too much in love with this guy that I never met, and it was real. It felt so real. I never felt that jealousy before. I never felt that pain before. I never felt so happy when we're talking online with this person. He was nice person, but he was super controlling. But I think everything happens for the reason. We didn't work out because I don't belong to him. But I wouldn't say that I regret meeting him because I learned a lot from him not to trust people's promises. But at the same time, this person was also the person that saved me from emotional damage in whatever ways before. So I,
Now,
of course, when
was this the Filipino guy or who was it?
no,
All right.
it's the guy from America. He was the
Okay, this is
guy
new.
that convinced me. He was the guy that convinced me to start vlogging my online
But
boyfriend.
he's not the guy who got you to get rid of your job, to stop your job. He was not that guy
No,
who was
no.
a jerk,
So
right? Okay.
after that guy, yeah, after that guy, I started to date online and hoping that he would come, but he did not come. We were dating for 4 years. But anywho, I said like I wanted to go to Hong Kong that time. So that's the story. I eventually went to Hong Kong and worked there for 2 years. I had to give up also my work in Hong Kong because of Nicole. I wanted to be with her, and also because of that online boyfriend promised me that he would come to the Philippines finally, but he didn't come. Instead, he got another girl there and accused me of cheating him when he was the one who get another one. But anyways, it's part of the past. I'm just stating it. I'm not mad at him. I love him as a person he is. I think he's crazy, but he's nice. He's kind. Um, and yeah, so that's where I started in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, I still was in an online relationship with him, but I started to talk with other more people because eventually it gets boring. We were talking every day a lot of hours, and he didn't come see me, and he was always like accusing me of stuff I didn't do. So I started to do the stuff that he accused me. That's where I met my fiance now, my from online in Hong Kong. Then we stopped talking. I came back to the Philippines. I waited for this online boyfriend. He didn't come. So, and this guy, my fiance, said, "Oh,
Will,
are you still single?" Will, yeah. Are you still single? I'm like, maybe, because I didn't know if we broke up with the online boyfriend. He just gone. He just gone for 2 weeks without telling me. So I said, we met before in 2017, but we're just friends. I stated it because he knows I have online relationship, and I do believe that I fall in love with a guy in online. So there was no chance really that I would like Will that time as well. But eventually things and relationship gets bad. Even though I met the guy parent, his mom came here to see me actually 2 times. Yeah, that's it. That's about it. I started to come back here, work in a call center, and then later on, Will came into my life. So, oh, that's a
All
long
right.
story.
Well, I
Yeah,
think I think that that pretty much
it's
sums up
what.
much of your life. And
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys. Just to throw it in there, I'm one of those guys. Yeah. Well, you just described in a way. You described me, the one who. Um, so she's not doing anything, but he's making all kinds of accusations and is being really jealous.
Mm.
Yeah, that's me. That's just telling you. So
It's tiring.
it's interesting to know that I'm not
Yeah,
alone in
that's
that.
what happened. Yeah, for sure. Ah, there's many of you.
Yeah, there's more than one. All right. So thank you so much for letting me
And
interview you
thank you
today.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much for the interview. That's I hope you know me better, guys. Yeah, that's just a shortcut of my long 30 years in this world. So I hope you guys. And yeah, you said that I'm so generous. So the reason why I'm so generous is because there is always people that was there for me when I was a kid also when I felt like I couldn't stand. There were always people that helped me out in any ways when when I thought I wouldn't be able to make it. And I want to be that person that would do the same to others. So, and I know if I'm going to do this to the kids, they would remember me and they would do the same thing what I'm doing in the future. So that's why.
Well,
Yeah. Little
thank.
thing matters.
So do I just how do I? Well, this is your stream, so
Yeah.
you need to get
Okay,
rid
so
of
thank you
me.
so much, Tom. Just going to give shout outs and talk to some of my viewers that stay here.
So do you click on something to get me out of here?
Yeah, leave.
Well, I'm trying to. How do I do that? So I don't have the power to do this. Wait, maybe I do. Let's check this out. Maybe I have a red button I can click or something. Oh, leave studio. Oh, I do have the power. Sorry.
All
This is
right.
brand
Thank you
new.
so
This is all.
much.
Thank you. All right. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye. Woo! Okay, guys, I'm back. That was a long interview. I hope you guys heard something from me about it. You know, of course, that was just a shortcut of my story of my life, but I hope you guys learn a little bit about me with that. It's the first time really that I interview like that. I felt like he's like an attorney the way he interviews me. It's good. Shout out to you, Tom. You're amazing. So, hello, shout out. Cliff and Rose said, hello, Vicky. I see you being interviewed. Yes, I'm being interviewed. Um, hello, Chris Dempsey. Shout out to you, Kuya Bros. Steve G is still here. Who else are you? Tashi. I'm not sure if you are still here, guys. Robert N. Brett Lasso. Thank you. Two Bears. John Williams. The Scooby Show. Terry Espiga. My honey. Sammy PH, John Smulo, Richard Clemings, and Leo. I'm not sure of who are here. Lady Vicky, it is wonderful to see you. Oh, hi, Brad. Long time no see. Vicky, I told you about Starburst and she already bought you 2 bags. Yes! Starburst! Starburst! Yeah, Cliff said. I get it. Thank you, Cliff and Rue. Where's the camera? Thank you. Yee! Tom, it was nice to get to know you from Bad. Yeah. So you guys, ay gihukot mo nak. Tanawa daw. Yeah, so yes, that's a pretty much shortcut of things in my life from childhood until I have my baby. Yeah, there's quite things, of course, in between going on, but it's a shortcut. So yeah, I hope you know me better. Um, I have to include the moment that I played around because life is not perfect, and so do I. So yes, guys, I hope you have some insights about me. I started to also selling stuff at the age of 8 as well. Selling candies and everything to help out the to help you out to buy things. So yeah. Nicole, hello young lady. It's great to see you from Bad Presley. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Ru and Flea, for my Starburst. I can Yeah, Starburst. Yeah, so by the way, guys, I have in here is, sorry, it's really messy right here because shout out to Timmy Manihan. Uh he sent me money to buy uh to buy phones for the online class. So Nicole's phone is 1 year older. So one of the new phones will go to Nicole, but her phone will go to the kids. I wanted to do the window machine here, but my internet seems so slow and it couldn't be able to carry the connection. So it wouldn't be helpful for the kids anyway if the connection is slow. So I just decided to change to buy phone instead to give the kids, and the parent will be the one responsible to buy the loads because the internet connection in my house is not very good. As you see, it's not really very clear. Sometimes it's lagging. Tom Young June 3. Hi guys, lots of questions. I felt like you are what you call a journalist, Tom. It was good questions. So yeah. At least you guys hear a little bit of my shortcut life story. So anyway, guys, what I'm doing right now? I'm also needing to actually repack all the things because they need to be distributed tomorrow already. The kids. I caught one of your ex in a lie during LS, so I don't believe in him. Yeah. He got his version of story. There are stories that he said is right, but not everything that he said is right. But in the end of the day, no matter who is right and wrong, we had good times. I treasure the moment that I was with him because maybe if he was not here, I would not. He was not there in my life. I would not meet Will. So until now, I still thankful with him. I'm still thankful to him. He knows what he owes to me yet still, and how he knows how I take care of his mom, when he was in the Philippines. But yeah, he could play victim, or he could be whatever to other people, but I know what happened between us, and I know what is the truth. I still treasure him being a person, and I still treasure him to push me through YouTube. And I'm still thankful that he was part of my life. He helped me in the past. So no matter what he said against me, I'm still happy that he was part of my life. That's it. I wouldn't be here without the person um, that was part of my life before. Either it's doing me good or doing me bad. It is making me who I am today. And yeah, so it's all good. No problem. I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all. It's not worth to hate someone. And whatever he said, it really depends on the people to believe or not. And it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm living my life, he's living his life. Yeah. I would just say it as like this. If he is that nicest person that he claims to be, why is it he changes girlfriends 25 times since we broke up? So Maybe it's all girls' problem. How are you, honey bun? Are you done with your work, hon? So yes, guys. Yeah, Chris Dempsey. Thank you so much for being here. So yes, guys, I'm really very today. I'm very um messy because I just unpack all the things that needs to be given tomorrow. So I already knew that two where to give the two, but I'm still waiting for the one. Um, what you call that? I'm still looking for one person that is actually needing it. Lying is never good and never should be praised, only condemned. Oh well, that's right. But I think he needs to have it to get out from whatever he feels. I don't know. So, anyways, yeah. So tomorrow, this will be given to one of my nieces. This one of my nieces and nephews, because my brother's family doesn't have a Android phone, and it's needed for online class. So what I did, guys, I have one Wi-Fi connection that I am paying right now for the kids. So instead of me getting the window machine because the internet is not working very well, I have two internet connections. I'm giving one of the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi that I have to the kids up in the other side. It's like maybe 10 minutes away from here, so that the kids can just go there and connect for free. I will be paying it monthly for them so that they could have a free connection for their online work. So yeah, so I'm giving one of this phone to my niece, which doesn't have an iPhone. I mean a smartphone for their study. They have Wi-Fi, so most of the other kids can just go there and use the Wi-Fi for free. And yes, that's what I'm doing to help. And tomorrow I'm going to distribute all the notebooks. I eventually distributed some of it already tonight. I distributed 5 groups. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to finish my mission to get these things done for the kids for this school year 2021 2022, and then I'm gonna focus on my livelihood. So I'm going to start vlogging and painting the boat that I bought, and then I'm going to see more of what could help me long term someday, because it's not always that you could earn from YouTube or stuff like that. You need to always have something that is for a long term. So yes, so we need it's already fixed. I just need um to maybe use it until 20%, and then it needs to be charged for 4 hours. Yes. So I hope you guys enjoy our interview today. Thank you so much, Clue, for being here. Okay, honey, I'm going to call you. I hope you guys get a little bit. I'm sure I talk a lot about my life when people are asking me. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And Chris Dempsey, if you heard someone telling that I am scamming, or really like the two challenges that you just had. Scamming someone, I don't think it's true, because that's someone that people said that I'm scamming. Let's say Darren Struggles. I met him when he didn't have a job. He was disabled. He had crutches when I met him. He was like that for a few months until he found a job in the gasoline station for $100 a week. And I was the one who asked my bud, Jan Workhouse, which also my subscriber right now, to give him a job. So it doesn't make me a scammer to be dating someone online that is having a disability. So Okay, just making these things clear, if ever that's what he was trying to tell. And I was giving his mom a tour for free here when she was in the Philippines. I was taking care of her with all my heart together with my family. The last trip that she got, that she's supposed to go to my niece, because it was become Darren's girlfriend, and eventually she left him. I take care of his mom, and until now, yeah, they didn't pay for accommodation. So I hope it's clear. Yeah. He sent me money. Yes, he did send me money. He sent me money because he thought he owed me the job that he got, and he made me stop with the work. So that's the reason why. He didn't want me to go to work. So he had to send me money. So, yes. And if you're watching, Darren, I hope you're having a good, wonderful day, and hopefully you will be able to find someone that you are really wanting for your life. I know, um, I know you're a nice person. You're kind. You're very generous. So I hope you will find someone that you would really stay with, not just 3 months, 2 months relationship. All right. So that's it. You hear from me. It's not because I'm mad about you or something. Um, I'm just stating what happened. So yes, thank you everyone. Thank you all. As I said, I am not perfect. I have a lot of mistakes, and I claim it, I accept it, and I learn from it. So I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you so much for watching our interview for today. I hope you guys click the subscribe button, share my channel if you like it. Don't forget to click the notification bell for you to be able to get updates of my next videos. And if you want to send me a base message privately, please consider to go to to my bio to my bio in this YouTube channel, so that you will get my information if you want to donate my channel financially. There is also a link for my PayPal. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you everyone for staying here until the end of the interview. Thank you, Tom, for being a good interviewer. That's highly appreciated. And thank you, Honey, for supporting my vlog. Thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.